Hello, my name is Jessi. I'm a Hands to Heart yoga teacher, and today I'm going to be offering a home practice designed for middle school students. And I invite anyone who's interested in practicing today to join us. Hands to Heart Center is Boston's only nonprofit yoga service organization. And Hands to Heart Center serves some of the most vulnerable populations in Boston, including students in high poverty schools, homeless people, women and children in domestic abuse shelters, people in recovery, youth with disabilities, veterans, migrants, and others. Hands to Heart Center believes in giving access to yoga to people who frequently do not have access to it and could benefit from it the most. On behalf of Hands to Heart Center, thank you to Boston Public Library for partnering with us in this virtual yoga project. I'm looking forward to getting started together today. You'll see in my yoga space, I have something to sit on, and I also have a cushion on the floor. So we're going to spend some time today seated. So if you are comfortable sitting on a chair, on the edge of a couch or a bed, totally great options. If you're someone who's comfortable sitting on the floor, you can do that. Cross-legged. I have a pillow here just because I'm sitting on a hard surface. You may find that that is comfortable for you, but if you're happy to just sit on the ground or the carpet, whatever you've got, any of that is fine. So anytime we're sitting down, you can really choose from these options. Everything we do today, I will be showing you and practicing along with you. So we're going to get started with some breathing, and then we'll add some movement. And then at the end, we'll spend a few moments in quiet rest. So I'll stay down here on the floor, but remember, if you are comfortable sitting on a stool, chair, bed, couch, perched somewhere else, that is totally fine. The thing you want to think about is if you are sitting on something else, that your feet are flat on the floor, and your legs and knees extended out from the hips comfortably, whether you're on a seat that's elevated or on the floor, your spine is long. So we're going to start with some sun breaths. That's a breath in and out through the nose. On the inhale, you're lifting your arms up. And on the exhale, you're lowering them down. These are sun breaths because it's like you're lifting up the sun, the dawn of a new day. Reach way up and exhale out. Breathing in and out through the nose. Inhale to rise and exhale to lower. Arms reaching way out to the walls on the side. Inhale, your palms are facing upward. Really fill up with air. And exhale to lower down. Let's do 2 more of these. Inhale, reach up, biggest breath yet. Exhale, lower those arms down, shoulders drop. 1 more, inhale, biggest breath, fill up. In, all the air you can, extra sip at the top. And let it all out. Belly goes towards your spine. You squeeze, squeeze, squeeze all the air. And then I want you to take your fingertips and gently start tapping your head, like little raindrops. So just tapping gently, like your fingers are raindrops on your head. And you might start to come onto your face or tap on your ears, maybe even the back of your neck. Just gentle tapping, coming over my cheeks and my nose and my chin, down the sides of my neck. Now these raindrops are falling on my shoulders. And I might go across my chest. And you can hear, as I tap across my chest, that makes my voice sound a little bit more fun. If you hum, you get some neat sounds. So feel free to try that. And then with your left hand, you're just tapping down your right arm. You'll tap down the top of it, and you'll come back up on the bottom of your arm. So tapping down along the top of your elbow, your wrist, even down to your other fingertips, and come back. We'll switch arms. So the right arm is now tapping down on the left arm. Just gentle raindrops. And come back up. And one more time, down the arm. This gentle tapping helps promote circulation and just wake up the body a little. I'm going to tap a bit on my belly, from the sides, all the way across over my belly button. You can feel my ribs on each side. And I'll gently tap a bit on my back as well. Again, very light. And if you want to change it up a little bit, you could take your hands, close them into a gentle fist with the thumbs on top. You're also welcome to keep your raindrop fingers. So fists with thumbs on top and just gently coming around the thighs, going down on the outside of the leg, and circling just above the knee, coming back. With your raindrop fingers or extremely gentle fists, waking up these legs. And the next time you get down towards your knees, we're going to keep going all the way down the sides of our legs to our ankles. And above our ankles, we'll come back. Above the knees. Gently tapping as we go down in front of the ankles. And then come back. We'll do one more time there. And back. All right. And then just shake out the hands. For 3. Can you shake them any more wildly for 2? As fast as you can shake for 1. And then release. All right. We're going to start moving our spine around. So I'll move down here just to give you a different angle. But again, wherever you're comfortable seating yourself is totally fine. So I'm sitting cross-legged. If you've been down here for a bit and you've had your legs cross-legged, just go ahead and change to the other cross. Any way you're sitting, make sure you can feel yourself connected with the ground so that your body is touching something, whether that's your bum, your legs, your feet. So our spine can move several different ways, and we're going to test out each one of them. So to begin, I'm going to ask you to put your right arm on the floor. For me, it works good to have my hand up on fingertips. I'm going to take a big inhale as I reach my left arm up. It's like I'm growing here. And as I exhale, I'm going to gently tip over to the side. All the air comes out as I move to the side. And as I reach up, I'm inhaling. Left arm goes down, right arm goes up. Again, nice, tall, long before I tip to the side. And we'll repeat this a couple times. So always inhaling as your arm goes up and you're coming through center. And exhaling over to the side. The speed of your breath will determine exactly how fast you're going. It might be a little bit different than me. You might end up going a little bit faster, a little bit slower. That's totally fine. And take one more in each direction at whatever pace you're going. Inhale through center. Exhale to the side. Inhale through center. And exhale to the side. All right, we are back up. The reason we move several times for each movement is it just helps the body loosen and relax a little bit. If you think about when you're at school, in your classrooms, you will practice learning something several times. So if you learn a new skill in math, you'll practice it multiple times. You learn a new word, you test it out, you use it in sentences, you talk about it, and it just helps you remember it. So same thing when we're moving our bodies, the more we visit it, the more it settles into us. So we just did those lateral bends from side to side. Now let's take our hands above our head, we'll clasp them together. I'm leaving my elbows a little bent, you might straighten yours all the way up. It's up to you. So we'll breathe in, nice long straight spine, and as I exhale, I'm gonna bring my arms forward, I'm gonna tuck my chin, my shoulders come forward, and I'm rounding my spine. I'm going to inhale up to straighten, and then exhale to round forward. Inhale to straighten up, reach up through the arms, long spine. Exhale, fold forward, chin tucks to chest. Inhale up. Really round your spine, so it's like the letter C, a C curve. release those arms down. Just give your shoulders a little bit of a shake. The next thing we can do with our spine are twists. So we're going to take our fingertips, put them on our shoulders so our elbows are bent. And we're going to start twisting from side to side. And here I'm just breathing gently. My eyes are following the direction of my twist. So as I twist to the right, I'm looking right. As I twist to the left, I'm looking left. And this is bringing mobility and flexibility to my spine. Three, two, and one. Gently unwind. Just take your arms down, put them in your lap. And we'll just take a moment to rest here. You might want to look down. If it's comfortable for you to close the eyes, you can do that. Just notice how you feel. Yoga is all about building awareness of how you feel. And so we'll take some pauses today to just notice, what is it that you feel in your body? Maybe what are your thoughts thinking? Are you hot? Are you cold? What areas of the body feel relaxed or soft? What might feel stiff or sticky? And the idea is you just pay attention. There's no right, there's no wrong. You're just becoming aware. If your eyes are closed, go ahead and open them. And we're going to see if we can slowly and mindfully stand up. So go much slower than you would usually go to stand up. Like, can this be a slow motion stand up? As I'm going now, I'm trying to make it look like my video is in super slow motion. And I want you to see if you can do the same. How long can you take to get from however you're sitting to standing all the way up? How gentle, how slow can you be with your body? All right. And we have all arrived. So in yoga, I think it's really fun to play around with balance. Balance is moving, and it's one thing that we can do that helps improve our focus and patience. Sometimes we're wobbling and falling in and out of balance, and it's really, really great for our patience. So we're going to do a couple of different balancing things. And if you're really feeling adventurous, I want to invite you to take an extra chance with your balancing. So you'll see here that I have some books. When I'm not teaching yoga, I teach English in Boston Middle School. And so I brought some of my favorite books today. I've got Percy Jackson, I have got The Giver, and House on Mango Street. These are books that we read at my middle school. And so if you have whatever you're reading in English, whatever's around the house, and you want to grab it because you're feeling a little bit adventurous, go ahead and pause the video and do that. And stay tuned. I'm going to let you know how we're using these. All right, so like I said, we're going to do some balancing. So to start with that, we want to feel like we're really grounded on both feet. So our feet are spread out and wide, like if you were to think of the webs on a duck's feet, and they're suctioned to the ground. And if you could, imagine that your feet are straws and you're sucking up like the most delicious chocolate milk, soda, Kool-Aid, whatever it is that you like to drink, right up through your feet. And that gives you really stable roots. And your legs are strong, and your spine is growing, and your head is just reaching up towards the sun, like when we were doing our sun breaths at the beginning. So this is the base for our balancing. You're then going to let your hands stay by your sides or place them on the hips. Option is yours. You're going to shift over to your right foot and start to lift up your left foot. So it looks like you're about to march away. And then you're going to take that left foot, and can you put it on your calf, so right below your knee, between your knee and your ankle, not on either of those joints, but between them. And this is like a spring tree. That's what we're going to call this. You You can see it's a little wobbly. It's like we're blowing around in the wind. For this, I find it really helpful to look at a still, non-moving object. That helps me. And if you feel like letting your branches come out, you may do that. Rising up overhead, or you might have a tree that's growing with branches in an opposite direction, or you're flowing in the breeze a little bit. Just a springtime tree. Can we stay here for 5? If you wiggle and wobble, just see if you can come back in for 4. Staying totally still for 3, or moving around. You might even start to bend forward. 2. And 1. See how gently you can land your leg. You know what we're up to. Let's try it on the other side. Sides can feel really different. It's one body, it's my body, but each side feels totally different sometimes. So you could feel something really unexpected on this other side. So standing on the left foot, arms wherever they work for you. And you start to lift up the right leg like you're marching. Open it out to the side, and then just bring it between the knee and ankle. So our spring tree. Again, choosing what you'd like to do with the arms. Keep your breath moving softly. Make sure that breath is going. And we'll stay for 5, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming out of your tree. All right, so if you're someone who has one of your books nearby, and you're interested in trying this, we're gonna do another balance. And if you are feeling so adventurous, you might see, what would this balance be like with a book on your head? So if you're choosing a book, you might put it on and just see what it's like to stand there. You might see what it's like to walk a little bit forward and back. If the book slides off, you just grab it, try it again. What's it like to move side to side and see if that book can stay? And if you don't have a book, just imagining what would it feel like to have like a little bit of weight and a little bit of sliding around happening on the top of your head. How do you think that would change the way you moved? So we'll try that tree again with the books on our heads if you're feeling like you'd like to have that adventure. If you're choosing not to use a book, that's totally fine. We'll do the tree together one more time anyways. So bring your weight into your right foot. You're lifting up the left. Your foot is coming between your knee and your ankle. And maybe your arms stay still on your hips. Maybe they move around. Maybe they reach up. Maybe they go out to a T. We'll gently put that leg down. All right, if you've got the book, feel free to give yourself a quick break. I'm feeling pretty adventurous, so I might put 2 books on my head. And I actually haven't tried this before, so we'll get to do this together and see how it goes. No matter what happens with these books, I know that I'm improving my patience a little bit, and I'm also improving my physical balance. So those are 2 pretty cool things, even if those books come flying off my head. All right, so I think I've got them. You're choosing what you want to do with some books at home. All right, I'm standing on my left leg, bringing up my right leg. I'm gonna bring it into this springtime tree. It goes between the ankle and the knee. And choice of what to do with the arms is you're breathing really gently. Notice what it feels like to have that weight on your head, or maybe that imaginary weight if you're not using books. Definitely wobbly, like a tree blowing around in the breeze. Stay here for just another breath or so. Gently take that foot and knee down to the ground. Any books you have can come off. Nice. Nice work. All right, putting some of my favorite books aside for now. But anytime you want to put a book on your head and try walking or try standing on one foot or see what creative shapes you can come up with, know that that is helping your focus, that's helping your patience, that's helping your body balance itself in the world. Which is a pretty cool thing. All right, one thing I want to teach you now is my absolute favorite. It's called Breath of Joy. It's a way that we breathe together, and it's called Breath of Joy because it's just really fun and it makes a lot of people smile and feel happy, and I always feel that way. So that's something I want to share with you, and hopefully we'll be able to do this together when we're back in school. So the Breath of Joy is 3 inhales through your nose and then 1 exhale through your mouth. I'm going to find a nice comfortable stance. For me, my feet are a little bit wide apart, my knees are a bit bent. My spine is always as nice and straight. And if your shoulders are up by your ears, bring them down. So 3 inhales through the nose. It's a little noisy, it sounds like this. And then your exhale through the mouth is and you can feel free to make a lot of noise on that side if you want. As you breathe in through your nose, your arms are going to move too. So it's going to be breathe in, your arms go to the front. Breathe in, your arms go to the side. Breathe in, your arms go all the way up. And then you breathe out. You send yourself forward, your arms sweep all the way back, and you come up and do it again. So you breathe in, you breathe in, you breathe in as your arms go all the way up, and then you sigh it out. So the Breath of Joy is those 4 movements, the 3 inhales and the 1 exhale. 3 inhales through your nose, 1 exhale sighs it out through the mouth. I'll be doing this right along with you, so I'll get it started and just join in whenever you want. I also like to bend my knees a little bit for this one, so as I swing my arms around, you'll see me bending my knees. So feel free to do what's like most fun and comfortable for you. All right, here we go. This always reminds me of being on a swing set. Let's go. Lift up the corners of your mouth as you're breathing in through your nose. 2 more. All right, and just let yourself unwind. I can't help but smile at the end of that one. So that is Breath of Joy for you. And while we're still standing, let's take both our hands and put them on our shoulders, heart area. And as you take a breath in, see if you can breathe into the space of your hands. So I like to breathe through my nose. And as I let it out, my shoulders and chest come down. So if you see me on this screen, you'll be able to see as I breathe in, my shoulders, my chest, they expand and they rise. And then the opposite happens as I breathe out. Things fall down a little bit. So let's try 2 breaths like that together. Breathing into your hands, like can you actually feel your hands move as you breathe in? And then they move back to where they started as you breathe out. 1 more. Take your 2 hands, place them down on your belly. So mine are on each side of my belly button. And as I breathe in, I'm going to do the same thing. Can I breathe in and push my hands out with air? And I'm going to show you from the side so you can really see what's going on in my belly. Like it is filling up like a balloon. So as I breathe in, you see my belly gets pretty big, and I breathe out, comes back in. So I breathe in, it pushes against my hands, and out. Let's try a couple more together. Breathe in. Fill up the belly with air, pushing against your hands, breathe out. 1 more. And out. So there's a lot of space inside for air. And unless we're really thinking about taking big breaths, we're only using a really small portion of our lungs. So what we're doing here by putting our hands in different spots of our body is getting to wake up our lungs, and that is filling up our air capacity much more. So let's combine those two things, one hand on belly and one hand up on your shoulders, chest, heart area. And as I breathe in now, I'm gonna see, can I fill up both those areas? So like my entire upper body is one big barrel of air. We'll take 3 breaths in through the nose and also out through the nose. Just seeing how much can we feel our hands being expanded on the inhale. And then everything out on the exhale. Let's do it together. 3 breaths in and out through the nose. So starting to breathe in. Take as much air as you can. Body pressing against those hands, and exhale through the nose. You deflate like a balloon. Your belly button heads towards your spine. Your shoulders drop. Again, inhale through the nose. And exhale. Last one. Air presses into the hands. Keep your hands where you are. If it's comfortable, close your eyes or just gaze down at the floor in front of you. And just like we did earlier in our practice, just notice how you feel. This idea of what are you aware of? How do you feel after taking those 3 ginormous breaths? All right, gently open the eyes if they were closed. Release your hands down. And we're coming back to the floor. So here, see how slowly you can move yourself down to the floor. Again, I'm trying to make this movie look like it's in slow motion. Can you do the same thing? All the way down to the floor. I'm going to move my cushion because I'm not going to use it, just to give myself a little bit more space. And I'm still going super slow. So I'm going to sit to the side so you can see a good angle of what's going on with this posture, but you can keep facing the screen if you'd like. So I have my feet on the ground and my knees are bent, pointing up towards the ceiling. I've got my hands underneath my knees, and I'm sitting up tall in my spine. And what I'm going to do from here is take my hands, put them behind my knees, so my thumbs are still pointing upwards, and they're on the outside of my knees. My elbows are near my body, they're not out to the sides, near my body. My shoulders, if they're near my ears, I'm going to move them down. And this is the boat pose. You want to imagine you're like a canoe floating on a really calm, beautiful lake. Keep your air moving gently and slowly as you come up onto your toes. And you're just like gently walking your toes a couple inches back towards your body. And then you're going to keep walking them, but they're like walking up into the sky a little bit. And here I am. I feel like my belly is doing a lot of work. I'm a boat on a lake. If you are feeling adventurous, go ahead and release your hands out. Maybe even up. Maybe even straighten your legs. Any of those versions. Straighten one leg at a time. See if we can stay here for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, we're almost there, and 1. Release everything down. Go ahead and hug your knees, let your head drop, and just relax here. Take a couple deep, slow breaths. You're just letting your body curl up, relax. All right, we're going to sit back up again and do the opposite of the pose we just did. So we'll start the same way. You've got your feet on the floor, your knees pointed up. Your hands this time are going to be behind you. And I'm going to take my fingertips and point them in. So they're pointing towards my body. And instead of lifting my legs up and taking my feet off the ground, I'm going to push my feet into the ground and lift up my hips and my bum and my belly. And I'm looking straight up towards the ceiling. And I'm making like the shape of a table. So the complete opposite of the shape that we just did. See, can we do the same thing? Can we stay here for 5? For 4, press my feet into the ground, my palms into the ground. For 3. For 2, don't forget to breathe. And 1, come all the way back down. All right. And while we're here, we're going to do one more thing, starting exactly the same way. And this time you're going to have your hands again back behind you. Fingers can be pointing whatever way is comfortable for you. So for me, it's my fingers pointing back this time, away from my body. And I'm going to lift up my left leg. I'm going to cross my ankle above my knee. So my legs start to make the shape of like a number 4 almost. So my left knee is bent. My left ankle is right above my right knee. And I feel that a lot in my hip area. And we're just going to stay here for 3 breaths. It's a great stretch for someone who sits a lot. In school, we're sitting in desks. At home, you might be sitting at your computer. Some of you might be spending a lot of time with video games or television, sitting on couches. And so this is a great stretch. Stay here for another moment. And simply switch legs. Take an inhale through the nose, and just release it softly through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth. One more. Out through the mouth. And gently release the legs. We'll come back into whatever sitting position works for you. So if you're on the ground, that could be cross-legged. I'm going to sit on my cushion again. Also, feel free to sit on a chair, the edge of a bed, a couch, lean up against a wall, just so you're sitting in some way and really comfortable. And we'll take a few final movements together before we close. So let's move the shoulders up and back. So get shoulder circles. How close can you get them to the ears on the way up? And could your shoulders touch each other as they come around back? Big circles. And then reverse direction. And let's do a couple more of the sun breaths we started with. So reaching up on the inhale, palms are up. And send them down on the exhale. Breathe in as you reach up. And out as the arms come down. Pause here. Take one hand to belly, one hand to heart, chest area. And like we did earlier, we'll take a few slow, deep, long breaths, seeing if we can fill into both hands. So on your next inhale, you'll start to fill up. You'll feel your belly press against your hand, your chest press against your other hand. And as you breathe out, you slowly expel and deflate all that air. And for these next few breaths, you're at your own pace. How slow, how deep can you make them? Big breaths in, really feeling your belly, your ribs expand, your chest lifts. And as you exhale, everything softens, everything relaxes. How deep, how long, how big can these breaths be? give 100% of your attention to thinking about how slow and deep can your next 2 breaths be. Filling up every inch of your body with air. And at the end of your next exhale, whenever that is, don't rush to get there. You're going to release your hands, just put them down on your legs, palms facing down. And we'll take one last time, a moment to think about how we feel and just notice. So if you're comfortable closing your eyes, you have an invitation to do that. You may just gaze down softly at your lap. And you just notice, what am I aware of in my body? What does it feel like after moving around doing some yoga, after doing a lot of very purposeful breathing? And again, it's nothing specific that you're looking for. You're just being aware of what is there. If you closed your eyes, just gently flutter them open. And thank you for spending some time practicing together. I can't wait till we can see each other back inside your classroom. Have a really great day.